Can I put my balls in your jaws? Balls in your jaws. Can I?
You saying Jawz or Jawz?
Let me put my balls in your jaws. Balls in your jaws.
Up to a good start today.
I will say, before I hit go on the podcast, Dennis, the reason I was a little I was on Cuban time today. I had no excuse to be on Cuban time today. I've been a piece of shit all day today. It is so funny how we celebrate Labor Day by doing fucking nothing. Right? I mean,
but I think I've said it before. Labor Day really falls under the category of barbecue holidays. It's just literally an excuse for anyone who lives out in suburbia or whatever. If you got a grill, like, they're gonna use it on that day. It's just how it is. Like,
yeah. I
literally can also. I think I've said it. I can even foresee 9/11 just eventually being a barbecue holiday. So yeah, celebrate them towers.
Y'all laugh at Dennis now for saying that, but like, he's absolutely right, and you fucking know he is. You know he is. Eventually, we celebrate like other tragedies in America. We celebrate the fucking. Well, I mean, I guess the Alamo's that's not a national holiday, but we think back on it. They told us to remember the Alamo. So I guess we fucking did by grilling the shit out of some cow meat on the day of the Alamo. And I'm just gonna preface this right now by saying, balls in your jaws, Dennis.
Mm-hmm.
Before we, the reason I was on Cuban time today, like I said, even though I did nothing, was because before we recorded this, I did put some balls in my jaws. Because my mom made meatballs. And so I made myself a meatball sub.
Ooh, we got cheese in there too or not? Or was it just tomato sauce?
I done put some mozzarella, from fresh mozzarella on top of it. Had it melt because it was fresh hot out of the pot. No microwave, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, on account of the fact that I did just put some balls in my jaws with lots of sauce all around it, there's a very real chance that my asshole will explode in the middle of this episode. And when that happens, we have one of two options. I could just not edit any of it out. And just see if, like, the splashback is echoed in the microphone. Like that one time Dennis left the show to go take a piss, and we could literally hear him.
That was like season 1. Holy shit.
That was like season 1 of the Double D experience, pretty much. If this is not still season 1, I guess, which it's not. I mean, I guess it's been a year.
It's like
I was thinking
season
episode
4.
100 might be the cutoff. I was thinking, but I don't know.
It's like season 4, and then we're reaching the other half of our show run, where all the subsequent seasons are just gonna be absolutely dog shit. And we'll just be compared to Game of Thrones, and everyone's just always gonna say that, the first half was great. That other half,
What's our House of the Dragon arc?
It'll be our redemption. It'll be our redemption afterwards. Yeah, it's just
the beginning. Ugh.
It'll I think a good amount of time will have to pass. So after our season 8, we'll have to have at least 3 years go by where we come back and everyone's a bit skeptical. Everyone's going to be wondering, hey, this is looking okay, but this is the same 2 dumbasses that like basically torpedoed their entire series. And still kind of uneasy. And then when they watch it, they're gonna just like open their mouth and just take that dick. They're gonna literally have balls in their jaws again, just like the last time. And there was something that I actually heard a while back about House of the Dragon.
Welcome to DDE, by the way. Sometimes with balls, sometimes in your jaws. Actually, no. Sometimes balls. Oh fuck! I had something for this.
Sometimes balls, sometimes jaws, but always ruining our show halfway through.
I was gonna say sometimes balls, but always in your jaws. Whatever, Dennis. Please continue with what you were saying. Yes.
And so one thing interesting that I remember hearing from like a podcast from Nerd Soup, if anyone's ever seen them or heard of them. One thing that one of the guys I heard from that podcast say about at least House of the Dragon was that it's like, dude, it was like so funny just to see like how everyone was just like like, oh, season 8 was terrible. Like, I'm not gonna watch this. And then all the people who watched just opened their mouth and just said, "We'll take dick," like immediately, like we'll just take the dick like right now.
Bro,
and
Doctor Who, dick and balls, people barfing like a Jawz. Childbirth, like bitches getting cut open in half. Sign me the fuck up. Game of Thrones is back, baby.
Dragons burning literal people, like and you see like the burning and
burning daylight.
And I don't know, it kind of just made me think too. It's like I think it just goes to show you, man. Like not even just let's say like TV shows, right? But even like I think entities such as even like let's say video game companies like EA or whoever, they could have a whole run of just terrible shit that they've done for years, right? And the moment they bring out like something that's actually not bad, it is honestly really funny how people will then just say all is forgiven, like as if, you know, we just didn't just get ass raped like let's say 5 years ago from like said company for whatever. Like, because like, you know, for example, Blizzard got bought up by Microsoft.
I was just about to fucking say, at the risk of cutting you off, I didn't want to say Activision Blizzard, but that's just want you to know that's exactly what I was going to say. Please continue.
And like, you know, we all had like our, I think nearly decade run of just Activision Blizzard just ass raping us. And then, you know, the moment we'll start to see that like, oh, like they'll start to turn over a new leaf. And we start to see like their kind of practices kind of just slowly going out the window, or at the very least, like things are going to get better. People will just almost conveniently forget that we literally did get ass raped from 10 years ago. Like, and that all depends. That's all like
very eloquently putting.
But that's the thing. It's like, you know, people's memories are very short when it comes to shit like that. It's like the moment there is like, because, like, you know, David, you and me, we even said that people tend to focus on the negative a little, you know, too much when it comes to, like, at least even Twitter, right? And we hear all the time that, like, you know, at least on Twitter, like, people are always saying, like, just horrible negative things, like, with maybe 0.0-1% of people actually writing anything positive, like, at all. And it's gonna be where if Blizzard does start to get their shit together, right, and they're gonna like start to do things like, let's say, right, no one's gonna say anything about it, because I mean, for one, Blizzard should have been doing that to begin with anyways. They should have not been a scumbag company from the get-go, that one could argue. But
yeah, it's definitely pretty easy to not, like, you know, do upskirts of your female employees. It's pretty easy to just not, you know,
upskirts, you know, passing around like photos that, like, you know, clearly were meant to be private.
Is that what was in Patrick's box at the Christmas party?
Yeah, it was that one employee who killed herself. Like, fucking incriminating.
Yeah, you remember that? Just like SpongeBob.
Patrick literally was essentially one of those guys.
Snapshot. Oh, I shouldn't make that joke, actually.
I know. Yeah.
Oh fuck! I didn't formulate how fuck.
I was about to just go like this to you, like just cut it.
Cut that. I literally did not put 2 and 2 together of how fucked up that joke was in my head. I was just thinking to myself, okay, I correlated something like in the news to SpongeBob, and therefore I am a comedic genius. You know what I mean? Not realizing that if I fucking said that in front of anybody, boo, get the fuck off the stage.
Funny enough, though, it's just like, you know, some jokes like that, if they land, people will still laugh, and then it's like after the show they realize, like, wow, I actually laughed at that. Like, they think back for a second and they're like, am I fucked up now?
I'm going to hell.
It's like, I'm definitely going to hell now. Yeah, like after they leave, they're in the car with their wife and they're driving and they're talking, but in the back of the guy's head, he's just like, I literally laughed about a rape joke. Like, the guy's driving, it's just like completely, like, just really fucking with his mind.
He's looking at his wife next to him as well, like, on top of all of that, just like, wow, where did it all go wrong?
And then
why are you still married to me?
And it's just also like, but you also remember, my wife also laughed. Ooh, all right. Oh, our boy out here, he got a Cuban sandwich arms right now. Like, damn, got the double pork.
I wish my right arm would be a little more the same. Can you focus?
His camera David's camera was yawning. Literally, that's what I always call when a camera goes out of focus. It yawns. Just like,
yeah, I'm trying to get a little more definition in the right.
Nice, yo.
Unfortunately, and
is there a story?
There's a reason for that. After, I mean, it's not even a topic, and if it is a topic, it is not something I should talk about for 50 minutes. But unfortunately, ever since my teenage days, my left arm has been more muscular than my right.
One could only imagine why.
And that is still the case to this day.
You a lefty or a righty?
That's where it gets interesting, because you see, I am right-handed.
Oh.
So one would think that, you know, my right arm would be more muscular than the left. For those of you who are like Patrick Star still and are living under a rock, it's a masturbation joke. Did you get it? Did you catch that one on the kickstand? There you go. I jack off with my left arm, and that's why my left forearm is, like, way fucking bigger and shit. Literally feel more solid, too. Though my right one is catching up a little bit. Point is, the reason that is not because you would think, oh, you figure he's right-handed, he jacks off with it. No. The thing is, if you jack off with your non-dominant hand, it feels like someone else is doing it.
Oh.
And I think that's the reason that, like, you know, like, in my, 26-year-old, cycle of doom that is my life, just spiraling down, jacking off 3-4 times a day, like I still do sometimes on my off days. And by off days, I don't mean my off work days. I mean just days where I'm not feeling, mentally 100%. Then you would do that a lot. And so unfortunately, like, I need to do, like, extra reps with my right arm, literally, for it to catch up. Because it's so awkward, because it's my dominant hand, it's my dominant arm, but it's not as strong. So, like, when I need it for something, like heavier lifting, you would need to do a little more lifting with the left. But, like, it's not my dominant hand, so, like, it's awkward and, like, a little more shaky and stuff like that. So, it's interesting. Not to say that my left arm is astronomically stronger than my right. Like, I'm not, like, a fucking,
He's not the Charger from Left 4 Dead, guys. It's not like he has just one gigantic arm that he just has, and the other one's just, like, a little fucking noodle just flying in the wind.
And there's that fella that masturbates all day long. Look, they're dropping us presents. Why are they exploding?
Case in point, if anyone's ever, like, if it's like their first year of lifting, even like the first 6 months, you start to really quickly see, like, what part of your body, especially, like, when it comes to your arms, is stronger than the other. Because I'm also right-handed, just like David. But I also jerk off with my left.
Oh my god!
And it also, yes, I do agree with David, it does feel better. Because the thing is, you know what's so weird? Like, when I jerk off with my right?
You can't do it, right? It doesn't feel...
It does not compute. Like, my brain...
Right?
Like, my brain just completely associates my right hand with terrible hand for jerking off. Left hand, good. Right hand, bad. Like, it's just, like, the most unga-boonga fucking thing in their brain that, like, just tells them straight up, is like, yeah, right arm bad, left arm good. Like,
you don't understand. Like, I tried to balance it out because I'm thinking to myself, okay, like, my arms will get sore enough at the gym if I just do too many reps. So I tried to start jacking off with my right arm. But I can't do it. It doesn't work. It's like, I literally can't get it out. Like, a matter of, like, 1, I can't do it fast enough. 2, it doesn't feel like the same experience because it's like my dominant hand that I'm used to doing more things with. So, like, even if I'm like, first of all, it's hard because if I have, like, my phone in one hand,
I know, because, like, everyone knows what the position is of when you're looking at porn in bed with your phone. It is the most unappealing from a third person's perspective. If I had a mirror of how I looked, like, when I have my phone to jerk, dude, it's like this, like.
He's fucking assuming the position right now. It's like arching his gaming chair all the way back right now. Yeah, you're nice and flat. You have your phone.
Like, I wish I could show you guys how dumb this looks. This looks so stupid.
Wait, hold still.
This looks so fucking dumb from a third person's perspective. This looks so fucking stupid, I swear to God. But it's like, obviously you're not thinking about it because, like, you just want to get one out. But bro, like, bro, just like. This looks terrible, man.
Wait. No, wait, let's keep going.
So fucking terrible.
Just keep doing what you just. Yeah. Just like that. Yeah, keep going, big boy. Oh, someone got cold feet in the porn studio.
I would,
it's
honestly.
degrading. You're ballsy for holding your phone above your head like that, by the way.
Exactly.
Because then you're jerking off and then you drop your phone and then just right on top of your face.
The moment your hand gets even a moment of weakness, I will admit, what I'm about to say, like, I'm not saying that, like, bro never flinches. When I have a phone, especially one that's pretty heavy like mine, it's a Note 9, it's a thick boy. Like, if it was a puny iPhone from like 2010, like, I'm holding over with my hand.
You'd be amazed how small those phones were. I've seen a couple of them recently.
Like, dude, my phone is about the size of a 2DS XL. Like,
here's a deck of cards for comparison. Actually, that didn't even sound as bad. I'm going to stack 3 decks of cards on top of each other now. And I'm going to drop all them on top of each other. That's more accurate.
Yeah,
and I'm not gonna lie, that's more accurate as to how it would feel. And if you're jacking off with the wrong hands, and you're jacking off with your right, you normally jack off with your left, so you're holding your phone in your left hand instead of your right, which makes more sense for you to actually hold it in your right instead of your left, because you want to hold what you're using as your visual stimulant with your dominant hand, so it doesn't go away. So while you're watching that girl get her titties fucked in, you can actually get your nut out properly. But if you do it with the wrong hand, not only is it harder to jack off, it's also a matter of balancing the phone.
Yeah.
I've dropped my phone trying to jack off with the wrong hand.
And people...
It's not easy.
People will even argue. Like, people will even then say, oh, you're just uncoordinated dumbasses that, like, can't just hold the phone. Listen here, buddy.
You want to do it for me? You want to fucking jack it off for me? That way I can hold the phone in my right hand?
Listen here, buddy. Whoever you are, X-person. It is not as easy as it looks. Because especially when I'm lying down, right? I get sweaty. Yeah. I get sweaty, man. If it's like taking a bit of a long while for me to get that nut out, I'm just like, part of me then, you know how sometimes, like, when you're about to, like, get in the moment, like, let's say about to, like, jerk off, typically you're kind of like, it's just horny. The horny wins, and, like, it's kind of just overpowering everything else, right?
Yeah, sometimes when you like jacking off to something so long that, like, or God forbid, like, if you're playing like a fucking porn game, because those exist as well, and then you have to work, you have to fucking play like a goddamn like RPG to get to your nut for like the fucking like 2-minute sex scene that was not worth the fucking 2 hours of gameplay that was required to come before it.
If anyone remembers those old, like, Newgrounds, like, Flash porn games, like, from, like, way back when, like, y'all know what I mean. And but then again, like, there's also, like, I don't know, like, when I'm feeling sweaty, like, if my back is starting to get, like, wet and not the, I guess, good kind, like, it just starts to annoy me at that point.
Right.
And then I'm just kind of like, and then I get angry. Like, not like actually like, like, oh, I'm gonna beat my dick. No, it's just kind of like,
how much time you wasted, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then plus it's like already, let's say, because, like, usually for me, I masturbate the same way that a person would take, let's say, Advil or some sleeping pills to go to sleep. Like, sometimes I just need to crack one out and then I'll just go to bed. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I honestly think it's just become habit with me at this point. And
yeah, same.
So, like, whenever, like, I'm just like, that's the thing though too. Like, bro, I don't even save bookmark porn no more. Like, I literally just go through whatever's trending on Pornhub or Spank Bang, and I just find whatever, nut one out, and I just, like, not even care. I just go to bed, like, right after. Don't even favorite. I don't even favorite anymore. I almost don't even care at this point. It's just kind of like, okay, that's something. Like, this will do to like help me crack one out.
That's interesting because I never. There were probably some times where I did, and I either didn't care to admit it, or I just literally didn't remember.
Because you just absentmindedly did it. You just did like it. Just
I'm
boom.
going to be real with you for a second, and this is a bit I've been working on. Right? Unfortunately I use Reddit a lot for porn. I'm not gonna lie. I really, that's the only reason I use it. I don't have a Reddit account or anything like that. I never made one. I don't argue about, anti-work or, the fascist like movement and all that shit that's on the front page every day. I don't do that. I literally just type in Lisa and because it's all just there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even more specifically, you have like whole fucking subreddits specifically for whatever fetish you're looking for, and I mean anything. You remember when we were talking about r/fuck gaming?
Yep. I do.
Why does that subreddit exist?
It just do, man.
It just do.
If it exists, there's a subreddit about it. That's all I say then.
Yeah. So one of my personal favorites is there's r/mommy tits, which has a picture of Homelander as the as the fucking. Actually, Dennis, can you do me a favor? Can you look this subreddit up real quick? Because I want you to, not even for like the porn that's in it, I want you to see the profile pic.
What was it again?
It's perfect. r/mommy tits.
My safe search is on. Oops.
Oh, whoopsie doodle. Can't have mommy tits under the safe search. You are protected.
Wait.
Right?
Oh, no, I haven't found it yet, but is it literally MOMMY and then TITS?
Oh, I think it's mommy_tits. Hold on.
Okay, wait. I got it.
No, let me just double check. Hold on. Yeah, mommy_tits.
Yep. Found it.
r/mommy. Look at the fucking profile pic of the server.
Good lord. Oh!
It's just fucking Homelander. And then you browse down and you will immediately see why that is why that is my favorite fucking subreddit on the platform. Which sucks because when I use Reddit, real quick, it sucks. Because you wind up getting sucked into the fucking Reddit vortex of like browsing through the homepage and stuff when I opened the app to jerk off. The Reddit, that is all that you are to me. You are a fucking you are a jack-off simulator. You're a porn simulator. That's all I give a fuck of you about. You're not the front page of the internet to me, but your stupid, shitty fucking social media algorithms designed deliberately to keep people scrolling, to make sure they're as addicted as possible, to get their instant dopamine rush and instant fucking gratification of browsing through all the public freakout videos. And oddly fascinating, oddly interesting. It has like 5 subreddits that are literally the same thing. That are always on the front page, like oddly interesting. Damn, that's crazy. And like all the other ones,
Ask Reddit too. I always see those.
Ask Reddit. There's that one. Like what are some of the other ones that are always on the fucking front page? There's r/soy, like r/facepalm. Like it's always the same ones that are on the front page. Oh, today I fucked up. Today I learned. It's all the same ones. Which is like the same type of like, basic reposted meme content or whatever. And you wind up getting sucked into that vortex, right? Because you see one little thing that catches your eye and then it keeps you going and you're like, wait a minute, what am I doing? And all of a sudden you're flaccid.
Yeah.
Now, and you literally came here because you were horny. You came here to jack off, just blow off some steam, whatever, and then that happens. Fucking A, Reddit. Like, fuck you, man. But at the same time, it sucks because they have the perfect subreddits for everything you need. And it's just all the content just plastered. And then if you want to see the really good shit, all you have to do is hit top post of all time.
Yeah,
and
literally.
You hit that, and then you get the best fucking shit that's on there. r/Lady Dimitrescu. Is that subreddit about the character or about the character arc? No, it's all porn.
It's literally all porn.
You want to know who I recently rediscovered, Dennis?
Rediscovered?
Yes. I'm talking about that rediscovered porn. You know what I mean?
Is it an old porn star?
Not even. Only the OG. Oh, motherfucking G. Nintoonist fans. The OG David and Dennis fans are going to know Momo-kun.
Oh, her.
Wanna know why? She doesn't do cosplay anymore. because she got canceled from the cosplay community because she was groping people. Like,
well, she was like glomping people too and shit, wasn't she?
Glomping?
Like, I heard.
What does that mean?
It's like some cosplay term from like way back when. It's just like basically you run up to a person and then like you literally like hug them with both your arms and legs. Like, I don't know. It was like really.
She's too thick to be doing that.
Yeah, I'd literally fall over and probably break my fucking head.
Worth it. No, point is, I like to think that I'm not a simp. Yes, I talk about my struggles in my day-to-day life on this podcast. Yes, the only thing that I'm motivated to do now is going to the gym, not any of my actual like interests like voice work and writing and all the other things that would be healthy outlets for me as an individual. Is it slowly becoming more of a fucking is this podcast slowly becoming more and more of an alpha podcast? I'm trying to have it not be. I've been unlucky with some of my last couple of experiences. Tune into last week's episode to hear how that story went, of how I asked a girl out and her employers threatened to sue me because of it. I don't hate women.
We're also keeping it nuanced here because everyone's got bullshit, is what we're saying. Like, even women, they got their bullshit.
Women and men, and I don't hate that, and I'm not an incel by any stretch. I'm not subscribed to any OnlyFans or do any of that. I don't fucking simp for girls that literally don't know I exist.
And we don't hate girls who have OnlyFans. We don't give a shit.
Yeah. Exactly. But Momo-kun was the closest I ever came to that. Because she was my wallpaper at one point. Like when I was like 18. Because I had just gotten dumped as well. Like I literally I had also just what, did I just get dumped? No, I didn't just get dumped. It was a couple months prior. It had just been a long time since I fucked at that point. But I couldn't manage it as well because I was 20. You know, like I was younger. So, point is, this was the closest I had to it. She got excommunicated from the cosplay community, basically, multiple times because she was groping people. She was literally sexually harassing multiple people. At least that's what everybody said. So she went full e-girl. Like, she does porn now. She does OnlyFans shit now. And I found some of that. And I'm not gonna lie, when you see old shit of like a girl that like you didn't know, or like a girl that you were attracted to but like left you on edge because she never did nudity or sex or anything like that, it's like discovering porn of someone you're really attracted to in your day-to-day life. It's like you know, like looking at that girl, like a coworker or like somebody, or like it's just somebody, not even a girl, somebody you're just attracted to and forever, and like you're a person, you have your instincts, you wonder what they look like naked, or like you just think about them sexually for a second or whatever, because you're like, wow, they're hot, and then discovering, oh yeah, there's like porn of them. Like they do videos of that. It exists. And then you have that like gratification in your head validated that is not supposed to be validated. It's not a natural thing for it to be validated in that way. But pornography exists, and it ruins the soul and will and lives of many young men on the internet, such as myself. So just wanted to bring that up because like literally Dennis used to make fun of me for talking about this girl. Like on the first episode of our old Paper Mario Let's Play, he was like shitting on me about Momo.
Was I really?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. You did. It was funny. It was funny.
I do not remember that, honestly.
This was like fucking 6 years ago, dude. I mean,
you know what's really funny? Like, I remember shit from when I was like 3 years old, literally.
I remember some scenes from when I was 3 too.
But I also do not remember what the fuck I ate 2 days ago. Dude, it's crazy how our brain works. Sorry for that little segue, but yeah, go ahead, keep going. Sorry.
No, that was it.
I just had to say that.
Brains are funny, man. Like that was pretty much all I had to say about that because like I thought it would just be a funny topic to talk about real quick. But yeah, it's so funny because like you know you look at those like cosplay girls or whatever, and then you have incels like, what does she look like naked? Oh my god! And now that shit's just out there.
You know, the funny thing was that out of the two of them, right? Like let's say Momo-kun and then Jessica Nigri. Jessica,
that's in the recesses of my brain.
Yeah.
Jessica Nigri. Oh man.
The thing is though, Jessica sort of just bowed out peacefully and just left.
Yeah.
She just bowed out and left.
That did not happen to Momo.
Like a fucking lady, like a gentleman almost. Just like said, okay, and I'm just gonna go out now. And funny enough, like out of the two of them, I honestly thought that I was like, in our lifetime, we were going to see a scandal about Jessica, but she just literally just cosplayed good and then just fucked off afterwards. Like, that's literally what happened. And, like...
Fucking respect. Honest to God, like, mad respect for her just doing her thing, not fucking doing anything to fuck people over. Or maybe she did, and she just did a really good job of hiding it, but I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt, you know?
People was, like, she was selling her photos and stuff. And she was making money, so it's like, fuck it, whatever. She
was doing that before OnlyFans, wasn't she?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say that. Like, she literally did OnlyFans before OnlyFans.
Arguably. Trendsetter. Oh my lord.
But funny thing was that it's so odd because, like, you know, OnlyFans wasn't like a big fucking thing. Not until what, like last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it didn't explode.
OnlyFans? No, OnlyFans has been around for a couple. It's been big for a couple of years at this point. OnlyFans,
but it didn't explode until like last year, though.
Nah, it exploded like 2-3 years ago at this point.
I mean, but also honestly. The reputation that it got for being literally a porn platform. That was last year. That was definitely last year. I heard nothing about it until like last year. So, or even like, I don't know, 2 years before that. I don't know. Everyone was staying home, so bitches had to do something. So,
there's another one off the top of my head that was one of like the earlier trendsetters. Hannah Minx. Do you remember Hannah Minx?
I gotta look her up.
Another one that was like incredibly famous before the dawn of OnlyFans. Like, would absolutely dominate the fucking platform if she was still around today.
Was her name Hannah Wagner?
Minx, M-I-N-X.
I'm looking at her. Oh, this is probably her full name then.
This is really what we're doing today.
Like, just going through like a time capsule of our horniness from like 10 years ago.
Honest to God. Yeah, because this woman, and this one actually kind of scares me because, like, literally no one knows what the fuck happened to her. Like, she fell off the face of the earth. Yeah, and just straight up, like, stopped doing content, like, all out. Like, here's her YouTube right here, Miss Hannah Minx. Yeah, literally, channel has no videos.
Yeah,
583,000 subscribers, but no videos on it.
Interesting.
Yeah. There was some rumors about, like, and this is what scares me because I think there were rumors about, like, a stalker or some shit.
Okay.
Oh, no, it says here she has a spouse. And it says married 2014, so...
Okay.
I would like to... I mean, in my headcanon, I really want to hope that she just fucked off and got married.
And she's doing well.
And she's doing well. That's what happened to Daphne Rosen, I believe. She just stopped porn entirely because she got married and had kids. And, yeah.
Never heard of her.
I know too much about these fucking... Holy shit. Dennis, I need help. Dennis, I know too much about all this shit.
She looks alright.
Daphne Rosen? Yeah. But yeah, like, Hannah Minx was, that's another very early one who was very famous before the dawns of OnlyFans. I remember Glove and Boots when they were a new YouTube channel. Even they were talking about her. They were a puppet blog with puppets, and they were talking about Hannah Minx. And, like, it was like, what the fuck? Alright, fine. That's good. Hannah Minx and Christina Hendricks. Just breasty women, because they were literally talking about, okay, like, we're a brand new YouTube channel. How do we get views?
Tits.
Hot girls, like, straight up. And then they just like,
Just get tits, yo. Like,
yeah. Honest to God, man, I feel like I probably do watch too much porn, but for me, it's, like, so involuntary at this point. You know, it's just something that I do. I do it, like, sometimes to sleep. I do it mostly in the morning, because, like, in the morning is a big one for me, because some people are just fucking horny in the morning. And, probably dream about sex, and then they just don't remember it, because it's, like, it's just a dream they don't remember, so they wake up hard. And,
I will say this. If y'all are still getting morning wood past the age of 28, y'all in good health. Like, the blood is flowing. The blood is flowing. Like, you know, like, because, I mean, let's just be real. Like, you know, eventually everything just starts to, like, slow down after a while.
Oh, what the hell? Look right here. It says Sleigh Bells. It's a horror movie starring Hannah Wagner.
Oh.
It came out in 2018. Okay, so maybe she just started acting. Yeah, that's her.
That's good for her, then.
It's Christmas Eve, and 3 cosplaying women come across the malevolent Christmas demon Krampus. The girls must team up with Santa Claus himself to battle the creature and save the world. Okay. Oh, what am I looking? Oh, that's the shittiest costume. Oh my god.
It sounded low budget to begin with. Come on.
Yeah, it's like the fucking Winnie the Pooh thing that's coming out.
Oh, Winnie the Pooh thing.
Oh, Dennis.
I didn't hear nothing about this. Oh, this is news to
Dennis, I need you to do me a favor right now.
All right, what am I looking at?
I need you to go to google.com right and quick. This is our next topic now. It's been decided. There's the stamp, decreed. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh, yeah, I just wrote Winnie the Pooh and then horror movie came up immediately.
Yes.
Is an upcoming British independent slash film and it says, oh, okay.
Yes. There's a full trailer for it.
Why?
Here's why. Because some time ago, Winnie the Pooh, and this is a topic you and I can fucking actually really go off about, and I'm actually kind of passionate about it. Winnie the Pooh entered the public domain.
Oh.
Disney does not fully own him anymore, and they did not renew his contract.
Damn, so these guys just jumped on this immediately then.
You are allowed to use Winnie the Pooh in your works if the work is original enough. Yeah. And what these people did is a shitty low-budget horror movie. You can't use Winnie the Pooh the exact same way that he is utilized in Disney still. I believe they still own, the that specific portrayal of the character.
Like the 100 Acre Wood, kind of portrayal.
Not even, the children's drawing, 100 Acre Wood drawing portrayal. I believe that's how it works. They still own that version of Winnie the Pooh, but beyond the right to parody, which everybody has, you can use Winnie the Pooh as a parody in your work. That's already safe, even if he wasn't in the public domain. Now he's in the public domain, so you can make whole works starring Winnie the Pooh if you fucking want to. Like that, you can just do that now. And the first thing that came to mind for these British filmmakers was, let's make a horror movie. Where the plot is that they're trying to get revenge on Christopher Robin for leaving the 100 Acre Wood. And the best part is that there are certain characters that are not in this film. Like Tigger, because Disney never lost the rights to Tigger. Tigger wasn't in the public domain, but Winnie was. It's really fucking weird how that works, huh?
How did they lose the rights then? How did it
Nothing. It expired and they didn't pay to renew it. In the 1950s, Mickey Mouse was about to enter the public domain. Disney did not fucking want that.
Obviously, yeah.
But there was no laws in place to stop that. So they lobbied to Congress, Disney did, to have that law changed, which is the reason we have copyright laws in the way that we do today. Because they were about to lose the rights to Mickey Mouse, which meant anyone can use Mickey Mouse for fucking anything. Disney did not fucking want that. They did not want that shit, as you can imagine. Imagine if that happened to Mario. And you know how stingy Nintendo is with their intellectual property.
And not to mention, too, their whole copyright laws being from Japan and all is much more different than ours. And
yes.
They also, play it way too... Well, they play it real close to the chest, like Nintendo. Just flat out. Speaking of Nintendo Japan, specifically.
Yeah, because, Mario is the Mickey Mouse of the gaming world, and Miyamoto's very anal about what kind of stuff that Mario can be used in, of course. So...
Can I also just say, I usually do not agree with a lot of things that Nintendo and Disney do, just as a company.
Yeah.
I actually fully agree with what they did to essentially not let Mario or Mickey Mouse go into the public domain.
Same. And people look at me like I'm a freak when I express that opinion.
Who's asked you this?
I don't know, because, some people... I made a tweet about it, and, some people liked it or whatever, and then some people were like, you're no fun or whatever, because some people just want to watch a really, 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 really terrible horror movie, like the Winnie the Pooh one, which was filmed in 10 days, mind you. 10 days is all it took to film that. And, why'd you even have to use Winnie the Pooh? You could have done anything. It literally looks like they went to a fucking party city and, threw, a mask on or whatever. Why are you gonna go full on with, the animal thing with, Winnie the Pooh the bear and, Piglet the pig if they're gonna have, human hands and, the bodies of humans and you're just gonna put this shitty fucking, party store mask? God damn. If I created Winnie the Pooh, which the creator I assume is long dead at this point, I'd be fucking pissed. I'd be very sad to see my work be used for something like that, especially if it was something for small children, which that's all this movie is just advertising shock factor, discussing film on Twitter, constantly post fucking reviews or articles about it and stuff because they know it's gonna get them a fuck ton of clicks. God knows nobody would have known about this movie existing at all if it wasn't for them. So I'm in the same boat, Dennis. I agree with you, because if it was your baby, it's the same thing.
No,
as
yeah,
me,
exactly,
right?
yeah.
It's the same fucking thing as laughing at Ross Geller for marrying a lesbian. It's all fun and games until it happens to you. And I can say that because, I have, like, some pretty similar experiences in that field. And it's impossible for you to empathize with me until something like that happens to you, which it very, very, very likely is not. And most of you listening are probably not going to create the next Winnie the Pooh or, like, an IP big enough to, to be brought out by a company like Disney. So, you're not going to know what it's like to have, like, your baby, like, just tormented. And, like, just bastardized in that kind of way. You know what I mean? If me and Dennis work together on, like, a fucking TV pilot, 7 seasons our show runs. Becomes an icon, like, cultural icon, our show. And then, like, fucking 50 years later, me and Dennis are still alive. We're, like, 70, 80 years old. We're just like, look at what we've done on the world. And then all of a sudden we find, like, Double D Experience Extreme Gore Sex Edition. Or in our case, it would be like Double D Experience, but for kids. It would be the other way around.
I would literally just be quoting Vito and just be like, "Look how they massacred my boy."
That's how I fucking feel.
Like that's the thing, though, too. People also, like, I think if it's done right, if something does go into public domain and it's actually done right, then, obviously no one's going to complain. But thing is, more often than not, when certain things just essentially just lose its copyright and just out there into the public domain, people tend to make 9 out of 10 times not really good shit about that IP. And some other like story characters, like in fiction, like let's say even like Sherlock Holmes and the BBC show that came out like years ago and like ended like, a couple years back, was one of the few times that I thought, you know what? Not that I actually was actively thinking about like public domain and like, intellectual property in that respect.
Yeah.
But it's like looking back at it, it's actually one of like the few that actually did very well. And at the very least, like it was a modern spin on the Sherlock Holmes stories. Takes place in like our century, I guess, like, in the modern era.
Yeah.
But it was tasteful. It did very well, and obviously, if you're an American and you're still a fan of like British humor, then obviously you're gonna really enjoy it. But like, there's just like, even the thing is, like, presidents are also essentially public domain, and everyone remembers that god awful fucking Abraham Lincoln vampire hunter movie from like God knows how many years ago. I don't know if anyone actually remembers that, because I think
I remember
along the same time that movie I think was coming out. Or maybe I think it was a good year before, there was an actual biopic of Abraham Lincoln, just titled Lincoln, that was coming out, I think. And
with Daniel Day-Lewis.
With Daniel Day-Lewis as Abraham Lincoln, which, and if anyone's actually...
It's the 3rd best actor Academy Award, by the way.
And if anyone's ever actually... Film. And yeah, and for anyone who's ever like even watched the movie, it was a pretty good fucking movie.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, there was a few times because I was still, I think, attending high school or college by that point. And I remember people hearing like, "Oh, Lincoln? Oh, is that like the sequel to that Vampire Hunter movie?" It was so weird because it seemed like, I mean, the whole Vampire Hunter movie just like was just all shock factor, It's like, it's Lincoln hunting vampires. He's freeing the slaves and freeing the vampires from their heads. Like, coming this summer, like June 13th. Like it's so odd because, like, I know, again, like, look, some things can be done well when shit goes into public domain. Like, it's only a matter of time too, like, until we see Spider-Man and let's say even like a lot of like Marvel shit goes into the public domain. Like, I think,
with Disney owning it now.
No, I don't know. But here's the thing. Disney couldn't be fucking bothered to renew that trademark that they had with Winnie the Pooh. They could not be bothered. And let's say also this, 50 years down the line, right? This may happen. Like, the MCU's still going on real strong. It's like phase 200 billion, whatever the fuck. Like, and they're just like still continuing to milk this already dead cow of all the milk that it could possibly take out of it. Yeah. It's still going. And yet, somehow, I guarantee you, it's like some things are just going to slip through the cracks at that point. They're going to forget about Iron Man somehow. And then someone's just going to decide to make literally porn is kind of a little bit weird when they make their versions of, like, certain IPs. Because, we've all seen, like, Star Wars XXX, Marvel XXX. Like, it's all out there. You could find it. It's not that hard to find. But
there's like a famous GIF of Natasha just getting plowed by the Hulk in Hulk form. That I didn't look for that. That showed up on my Twitter feed. That showed up on my fucking Twitter feed one day. Like, that wasn't even.
It's just like it's like from her.
Literally just from downtown, like just from the downtown angle. Like, you don't see the face or anything. It's just a giant fucking massive girthy green dino dick, like just going inside. This
Did you hear about She-Hulk? Did you hear about that one that one scene that everyone's just like,
the fuck is
this
Marvel
show
doing
this
now,
show
man?
is fucking terrible. Like, I mean, look. If anyone doesn't know, there was.
I heard there wasn't even a fight scene until like the 3rd episode.
So,
it's fucking Marvel. Like, what are you doing?
Just to go back a bit, if anyone hasn't or has been living under a rock, and I don't blame you, because honestly, I'm kind of burnt out from Marvel. I literally went to go see Thor: Love and Thunder. I liked it, but at the same time, I really thought in my head, I think I'm honestly tapped out of Marvel at this point. Like, I really cannot almost stand seeing another fucking Marvel movie at this point.
I've been done with Marvel at this point. I'm so done. I'm bored. I'm just bored.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I feel the same way, because like I think I maybe compared to David, I just have a bit more patience. Because like, here's the thing. Like, I loved Endgame. I loved Infinity War. Like, and people even say like, oh, you're just a bandwagon. I've been watching this shit since fucking Iron Man 1. So shut the fuck up.
Me too. Me too.
So, you know, me and David, we literally were there from the very beginning. I think like everyone else, honestly. Because like no one else expected to see an actual Avengers movie. Like the first one ever. Like crossovers like that just did not happen. Like, and at the same time, we're not done well to begin with. So, like, there's this new She-Hulk movie right now. Or not movie, like a series. So it's kind of like in the same vein as in like WandaVision and a few others that have come and gone since then. And I was like, and I watched this scene literally in a vacuum. Just no context. It was just, I just saw my recommended She-Hulk twerking scene. And I honestly thought
with like, Megan Thee Stallion, yeah.
I literally thought it was some like just B-roll footage that they just like it was some deleted scene or whatever. Or it was just like, you know, something that, you know, oh, they recorded for fun and then they just kind of forgot about it. They actually kept that scene in the fucking episode. I was so confused. I just could not understand because, like, here's the thing. I have no investiture of want to watch this series. Like, I'm already watching House of the Dragons, and here's the thing. I have the fucking, like, brain capacity for one ongoing show, and that's about it.
I feel, like, watching multiple at the same time, it's like...
One only. Like, I can't even watch anime, like consistently either. Like, if it's, like, a short series, then, okay, I could probably just binge it, all of it, within, like, the night, and then, there you go, I'm caught up, right?
I'm the same way, yeah.
But, like, it's just, especially for at least something like House of the Dragons, right? It's, like, at least, you know, the way that, you know, they're advertising it. Dude, and it's so funny, too, because, like, Rings of Power just also came out from Amazon, and people are already, like, just comparing the two. And I have to say...
Why? You don't have to.
I know, but people, like, think always have to. This thing.
Dude.
Like, because those were the two biggest fantasy shows that are about to come out this year. And I honestly... What about Marvel?
I just, before every word, because I could just sense that you were straying off of Marvel, like, real quick, and I just wanted to say, like, Marvel, like, the MCU's whole identity was that it was building up to something massive. The movies started out good, they had their own unique formula, and as the formula started to get stale, it didn't matter. Like, even when people like me got tired after Civil War, because it was building up to this massive crossover Endgame, literally Endgame, right?
Yeah.
And it was a huge part of its identity, which led to it being one of the highest grossing films literally ever made. Similar with Spider-Man No Way Home, which, spoilers for that real quick, the fact that the other Spider-Man were in it, like from the older movies, that they got the rights for that and that the older villains were in it and everything, is that big crossover event. It was a big surprise that they kept secret, and that's what part of what led to that movie's success. They're always like, the blockbuster showstopper type people when it's leading up to something big.
Absolutely.
And as a result, it always led to them appealing to the lowest common denominator, which is fine, whatever, which leads to Scorsese saying it's not cinema, blah, blah, blah. But now, Marvel's just not, it's not leading up to anything anymore.
There's
and
also
if it is, no one fucking cares.
There's no soul.
That's
no
what I'm
soul
saying.
anymore.
Like, when you watch She-Hulk, it's just fast-paced dialogue and, like, little quips and, like, little feministic quips or whatever. And it's not even just that one. And, like, some of their other shows as well. Like, pretty much every show they've made besides Loki, really. And to an extent, WandaVision. It's all about, like, these just little quick quips or whatever. They focused so hard on comedy to the point where they literally took one of the most, like, serious villains in the MC universe, and the villain from fucking Thor: Love and Thunder, and then they made the whole movie basically a fucking comedy again. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it's that's the problem with these shows, man. They just, before they appealed to the lowest common denominator, but they were leading to something. Now there's nothing. Now it's all just vapid, and there's no end game that it's leading up to in phase fucking, 69 and a half of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
No big bad.
Now, there's no big bad, and now as a result, it's just appealing to the lowest common denominator by just having the main character twerk with a hip-hop star. It's like they're not even fucking trying anymore. Like,
but
the
it's
show
entertainment.
literally feels like it was fucking written by... It literally fucking feels like it was written by college screenwriting students. When you
Disney?
watch that show, it fucking looks like it was written by fucking college screenwriting students. And the special effects, too, looks like some shit that you would see out of the fucking CW, because those fucking Marvel editors are burnt the fuck out. They are. On top of everything. It's just like... Yeah, it's like there's still that lowest common denominator shit, but there's just nothing going for it anymore, so now they're just trying to appeal to the fucking TikTok base. It's just so bad now.
And, guys, we're going to be wrapping this up real quick. Like, that's absolutely...
You always say that at the exact 51 or 52 minute mark.
We have to keep ourselves accountable, otherwise...
I'm watching the clock the whole time.
I know, I'm watching it too. I'm just saying, we're both watching.
Yeah, we're both watching the clock. You're both watching my cock? Are you watching my cock? Oh, go on.
Just send me a picture later. But like, he's gonna take. Is that how you take like dick pics? It's like,
I'm like the Charger, dude. We talked about it. We talked about it like 30 minutes ago. I'm the Charger. So, please continue.
I guess just to wrap up my thoughts on that, like, and we talk about Marvel and we take the piss out of Marvel just because, like, as of right now, like, Marvel is arguably bigger than Star Wars at this point. There's been more shows, there's been more movies. Like, ever since Disney's acquisition of it, there's just been more Marvel from out of Disney than Star Wars at this point. And Marvel, I think, honestly, maybe in terms of market share, I guess, like, does actually, like, eclipse Star Wars in some way. But, and it's the reason that, and that's hence the reason why, like, we kind of give, like, we shit on it. But, like, we're not saying that, like, even just, like, Marvel is terrible. Why are they still making this shit or whatever? Like, because, people are still consuming it. Like, we're not dumb on that part. But it's just kind of like, maybe it's also, like, I really do think it's, like, a combination of just being burnt out for me. Like, I honestly am just so burnt out of all of Disney's stuff that they're releasing. Like, it's just like one after a fucking another. Every month there's always a new movie, a new show, and they're just saying, like, they just opened the floodgates eventually, like, essentially from, like, I think the start of, like, the last couple of years, and just, like, gave, like, they're like that scene, like, they think they're like the Roman emperor from the Colosseum, and it's just like saying, you want more? We'll give you more, and, like, they just fucking give them everything, and people are consuming it. I'm not, again, that's not lost on me, but I truly also feel like, if you really put a lot of this shit under a microscope, it's soulless. As David said, it's vapid. There is no fucking substance at all. The writing itself, I mean, people even will say like, oh, I mean, well, Thor 1, Iron Man 1, Captain America 1 wasn't exactly like the pinnacle of writing. No, absolutely not. It wasn't. It's still a Marvel fucking movie. The writing's all gonna follow the same tropes and formulas. Like, there's really not much that they're gonna ever like go out of bounds with it.
But it at least followed good enough of a monomyth to the point where it was consumable at the time, you know?
Exactly. And and it was entertaining enough that at the very least, like for anyone who like wasn't really going into those movies like just thinking like, oh, just want like Oonga Boonga fun and whatever. Oh, I love Iron Man blowing shit up and like just see and him killing terrorists. Like for stuff
so satisfying.
For stuff like that, it's like, you know, we all went in there knowing what we're gonna get, right? But out of the last couple of shit that I've seen out of Marvel and I walked out of, I just either thought it was just boringly satisfactory, or at the very least, like, or on the other end was just, I spent $12 for this, you know,
for Bluesy,
yeah, like for literally like Eternals and like other shit that like I've saw out of them, and like
they're really scraping the bottom of the fucking barrel, man. I'm glad you realized this, because I felt this way for a little while now.
I know.
Again, like, there is not a fight scene in She-Hulk until the fucking 3rd episode. And the first one literally just has, like, She-Hulk, like, telling off, like, Bruce Banner about, like, how awful, like, you know, the shit that she goes through is, and that you'll never know what I go through, and making him out the bad guy. Never mind, he's a fucking suicide survivor who had to give up the love of his life because of the fact that he couldn't control himself.
And was hunted down by every single nation in the world for what he is. He can't help it, but we're gonna just send Black Ops squads by the truckloads to go find you and kill you.
Meanwhile, she's green and she's still hot. Can't say the same for old Banner.
Dude, it is ridiculous, the entitlement out of her, man.
That's what I'm saying.
God.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not tastefully written. And this goes back to what we said even a couple episodes ago, like a couple months ago, where and I was validated by this by Jessica checking out that episode, in that Hollywood has no fucking idea how to write strong women. They only know how to write obnoxious women, and they think it's the same thing.
And they think it's sexy, they think it's entertaining, they think that's what the people want.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. None of us, not even, and if they were taking Jessica's word on this, not even women want to fucking see that.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, they don't want to see that.
Dude, Marvel is like I said, man, before, like, it scraped the bottom of a barrel, but it was at least a good monomyth. It was something that, like, you know, like, people could relate to, and something people that enjoyed. The show-stopping blockbusters. Yeah, they weren't the most, like, fully, you know, best-written films ever made. I mean, they were well-written, but they were well-written enough, first of all, to the point where they were passable.
Yeah.
And now you just have none of that shit, plus there's no build-up to anything. What is Marvel building up to now? Their whole identity was building up to something massive, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and now what are they building up to? Oh, Megan Thee Stallion was twerking in the episode, so it's good, man. People are such fucking consumers, man. And, like, yeah, you like what you like, and just, like, let people enjoy things, but also, don't question product. Only consume product, and then wait for next product. Like, we have to criticize this shit, man, honestly, but whatever, man.
Even crack smokers will question the quality of crack that they fucking smoke, man. At the very least, they will let you know that this crack fucking sucks. They will let you know, man. But it's so odd. But
your
you know,
shit's been slipping, man.
People, as soon as when it comes to media, right? It's like, oh, why are you criticizing? Just enjoy it for what it is. Here's the thing, we are gonna. I really am gonna try to wrap this up.
Yeah, we're done.
I watched Jurassic Park, Dominion, right? And that movie was utter fucking brain dead gorilla entertainment. It was literally the type of movie that, I went in already knowing what I'm gonna take out of it. Oh, Oonga Boonga Raw dinosaurs. That's literally what I fucking took out of that movie. I couldn't give less of a fuck about Chris Pratt. I couldn't give a fuck about Bryce. I couldn't give a fuck about Sam Neill or Jeff Goldblum. Couldn't give a fuck about any of them. Literally, the best parts of the movie were the dinosaurs, flat out. And I would even agree. Look, this is the thing. Everyone's just gotta be like a bit compartmentalized about it. Look, what I took out of dinosaurs. What I took out of Jurassic Park was the dinosaurs. I couldn't give a fuck about everything else because I knew everything else was fucking terrible. But at the very least, I still criticize the rest of it. That's what you got to do in the end. Like, yeah, enjoy it, but it's just like at the same time, don't be that fucking blind. And like I said, at least even crack smokers will question the quality of crack they smoke. If it's shit crack, they're gonna say it's shit crack. Pot smokers are the same way too.
And if you want to question the quality of your podcast and give feedback to try to make it better, you can do that right down there in the links below. Feel free to give us reviews on our Spotify, our Apple Podcasts, our Google Podcast, and listen to us wherever you get your podcasts on any of those platforms, as well as here on youtube.com/Nintoonist. Feel free to leave a comment as to what you want to hear from us next, or if you guys just want to tell us something you liked about the show, something you disliked. We're all ears, and especially if you have questions to ask us, we will answer any and all viewer questions that you have for us on the show. You can also send those to us at DoubleDpod on Twitter.com. Please follow us there. That's where we update you all on the latest episodes and whatnot, and also at the Double D Experience 21, where you'll less occasionally get updated on episodes. It depends on how much Dennis remembers, but you will get yourself a pretty dank, tasty meme in the meantime. We are done. Thank you so much for listening to this. Let's keep it exactly an hour. Dennis, what is your last words to the people?
Smoke good crack, not bad crack.
Exactly. Make sure the quality of your crack is good. Thank you all so much for listening. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave us a good review. Tell people about the podcast to your friends, because we really can't grow without you guys. Keep that good retention coming. We love y'all. Mwah. Watch She-Hulk if you want, but that's only if you hate yourself.
Magnum opus of Marvel Disney, guys. Magnum fucking opus. It's just so fucking good.
Lights off.